It is Friday, June 5th, and welcome to CONCACAF VideoSignals. Today on VideoSignals, CONCACAF World Cup qualifying gets into high gear again tomorrow. We'll take a look at all the games. Let's go on a trip around the Confederation, and then we'll complete a week of shows with the CONCACAF quiz. We start with World Cup qualifying, where changes in coaches and changes in standings ring in tomorrow's next round of games. Trinidad and Tobago, with new head coach Russell Latipi at the helm, host Costa Rica. Mexico tries to get back on track with new head coach Javier Aguirre as El Tri travels to El Salvador, while the USA goes back to the site of its 2007 Gold Cup triumph to face Honduras. But first, let's hear from Costa Rican Football Federation Vice President Victor Alfaro on his country's emphatic win over the USA on Wednesday.
The United States has found it difficult to play in Costa Rica. The fans are patriotic when playing at this Prisa Stadium. This makes an impression on the players to win all these matches against the United States. Besides, it's turf, and the United States aren't used to playing in this type of environment.
Alfaro's Costa Rica enters into this round as the new group leader. The USA is in second, Honduras is third, while Mexico is lurking in fourth. El Salvador is ahead of Trinidad and Tobago on goal difference. And it is in Trinidad and Tobago where we will start. The Soca Warriors will face Costa Rica at the Dwight York Stadium in Baselet on the island of Tobago. The Ticos have never lost in a qualifier to Trinidad, owning 9 wins in 12 games. They last met in a WCQ on September 7, 2005 in San Jose, a 2-0 home win for the Central Americans. In 5 World Cup qualifiers at home to Costa Rica, Trinidad can only boast of 2 ties in 5 games. TNT has an overall qualifying record of 4 wins, 4 ties, and 3 losses, and have 2 wins and 2 ties plus a loss at home. Costa Rica has 10 wins in 12 games, scoring an impressive 31 goals. The Ticos are unbeaten in 4 of 5 away qualifiers and have scored 3 or more goals in 3 of those games.
I believe Trinidad and Tobago has not gained the success of past group stages. They have changed coach already, which may take a toll on them. However, we return to the essence of soccer. Trinidad could have a resurgence against Costa Rica. We at least want to come away with a tie.
In his first game back as Mexico's head coach since replacing Sven-Göran Eriksson, Javier Aguirre brings El Tri to San Salvador for a crucial game at the Estadio Cuscatlán. Mexico and El Salvador have only met 6 times in World Cup qualifying, with Mexico winning 4 and El Salvador 2. The last time they met in a WCQ was on October 5, 1997 in Mexico City, a 5-0 win for the home team. In 2 qualifiers at home against Mexico, El Salvador has won 1 and lost 1. The Cuscatlecos come into the game with an overall qualifying record of 6-3-4, amassing an amazing 34 goals. At the Cuscatlán, they have 4 wins and 2 ties in 7 games. However, in their last 3 at home, El Salvador is winless. Mexico has struggled throughout qualifying, winning 6 of 11 games. Only one of those victories was posted outside of Mexico. Scoring at the opponent's venue has been difficult for the Mexicans. They have been shut out in half of those games. The USA won the 2007 Gold Cup title at Soldier Field in Chicago, and they will be hoping for similar good fortune when they welcome Honduras to the historic stadium. The USA has only faced Honduras in qualifying on 4 occasions, coming away with 2 wins. The last time they met in a WCQ was on September 1, 2001 in Washington, D.C., a 3-2 victory for the visitors. It was the only time they have met in a qualifier in the USA. The Stars and Stripes are 9-1-2 overall in qualifying for South Africa and are perfect at home with 6 wins from 6 games, conceding only a single goal. The USA is riding a 51-match home unbeaten streak against CONCACAF opposition. Their last loss? Well, that came against Honduras in Washington, D.C. The Catrachos possess a 6-2-3 overall qualifying mark, but have only 1 win away from home. In fact, they are winless in their last 3 away WCQs, scoring only 1 goal. VideoSignals will have a full report on each game in Monday's edition. Now, let's see what's happening around the Confederation. Jamaica and visiting Panama will square off in a Gold Cup preparation friendly on Sunday at the National Stadium in Kingston. Jamaica is coming off a scoreless tie against El Salvador last Saturday in Washington, D.C., its third draw in 3 2009 games. Panama will be playing its 8th game in a busy 2009 schedule. Its last game was on May 20th, a 3-1 loss at Argentina. The first leg of the Guatemalan Liga Nacional semifinals took place yesterday, with Suchitepeques and Jalapa coming away with victories. The second legs will be played on Sunday. The league winner will join Comunicaciones as Guatemala's representatives in the next CONCACAF Champions League. And that completes our trip around the Confederation. Now it is time for today's CONCACAF quiz. Yesterday, we asked you to guess which team has won the most CONCACAF Gold Cup games. Not titles, but individual games, Mexico or the USA. Our thanks to everyone who sent in a response. The correct answer is the USA, with 34 victories. Today's question requires no research. There is no right or wrong answer. We just want to know your opinion. In fact, you can even send in an answer before or after tomorrow's games. Here it goes. Which of this weekend's World Cup qualifying games in CONCACAF is of the most interest to you? Everyone who answers by Monday at noon will be entered into the next prize drawing. So please send in those emails to VideoSignals@CONCACAF.org. Well, that's all for today. Enjoy the games this weekend, and thanks for joining us at Video Signals, your source for CONCACAF news.